I'm Kristin Crosby. I'm Director of International Recruitment at Washington Jefferson College, which is located 30 minutes from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I'd just like to talk a little bit about some upcoming trends in international admission. At Washington Jefferson College, we've been around since 1781, but we're very new to international recruitment, although this has been my profession for many years. And I'm excited to have the opportunity to use some new ideas in international recruitment. One of the things that I love about recruiting international students is the opportunity to get to know so many students, and we really take an interest in knowing each student through their application. And one of the things that I like to do is to offer students a Skype interview. So they have the chance to get to know Washington and Jefferson through asking me questions, but I really get to know each student individually through a simple Skype conversation. It's interesting to talk to students over Skype. One student Skyped in her bathrobe with her little dog in her lap, so I definitely got a sense of who she was. But having the Skype interview allows me the chance to know the student in a personal way that is just not evident through the application. Students who I meet in a Skype interview, I like to get to know them and know what their experience is in their high school. I want to know what their day-to-day routine is like, what their classes are like, what classes they enjoy. I also am interested in knowing why they want to study in the United States. Maybe a little bit about how they heard about Washington and Jefferson, and how they see themselves as a good match for studying at a small college, being in the United States, and maybe even a little bit about what either our programs or what the U.S. system of education offers that they might not have a chance to immerse themselves in their own country's education system. Oftentimes students will ask me questions about our academic programs, but usually if they're having a Skype interview, it means that they can't visit. So they might want to know, what is campus life like? How accessible are the professors? What is the daily routine like at W&J? How close are we to a city? Those kinds of things. They really want to know what the experience is just on a daily basis at W&J, and maybe how we might be different from some other liberal arts colleges, because we all can sound so similar on paper, on our websites and our brochures. So they're trying to get a sense of how we might be different from some schools that they're looking at. Washington Jefferson College is testing optional. It's actually the third liberal arts college that I've worked for, and all of the colleges I've worked for have been testing optional. And I think more and more schools are seeing the value in trying to find other ways to get to know and evaluate the students. And they're definitely finding that one standardized test that a student took one morning out of their high school senior year is really not going to say much in terms of the student's readiness for college, their level of understanding of the material. And we really value programs like the IB or AP or higher level courses such as A-level courses that show us just how well the student understands what he or she has learned in a way that standardized tests like the SAT and the ACT can't show us. There are still other schools who use standardized testing, and I think a great website that anyone can use is fairtest.org. Not only will it tell you a lot of schools that are testing optional, but for the schools that do require some kind of standardized testing, they'll have a nice chart which will help you organize which tests each school you're applying to requires. And so I really recommend fairtest.org. Well, we would love to welcome any visitors to Washington and Jefferson. We are only 30 minutes from Pittsburgh. We could pick you up at the airport, and a visit to our campus could include not only a campus tour, but an interview, sitting in on a class, meeting with a professor, eating in our dining hall. You might even be able to meet the president of our college. It's a very friendly environment, and we would love to help you plan a visit. And we're also only an hour-and-a-half flight from 2/3 of the United States or Canada, so it's a great hub for you to plan your college visits, not only to W&J, but lots of other college campuses not too far from us.